Hi guys, so not too long ago I had mentioned and I showed some of these items that Spellbinders is now carrying Stampendous products. Stampendous has been around for, years, many years. Probably one of the first companies I got into with like stamping and things like that. So just a really well-known, great company. Lots of new things always coming out all the time. And these are the ones I want to share with you today. I may not use all of it. I think today I'm going to, focus on using this mini slim line or mini slim cutting dies. And this one happens to make like a little pop-up in the middle, or where I assume in the middle. I don't know where else you would put it, for a to hold a gift card, right? So really cool. So it has the envelope, and then matte layers, or however you want to use them with that pop-up piece. So we will try that out today. These items were sent free of charge from our review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. And again, these items are available there on Spellbinders site that I'll have linked for you. And then I had used this photopolymer stamp set the other day, but this is just a really lovely stamp set. I love everything that's on here. I think it's very universal for lots of things, right? Hello, my dear friend. Your friends are the gardeners of our souls. True friends have been planted in your heart. Thank you for being a ray of sunshine in my life. And just some cute little doodads here and there with the sentiments. And then this guy, I also have, maybe I'll use it to make a little topper or something. This one's called Decal. It's Fran's Decal cutting dies, and there are lots of pieces here. There are edge cutters. Ooh, this would be really fun for a rosette, because look how perfectly, I would say that looks about 1/4 inch. Yes, very cool. This larger one would cut something that's about 4 inches as far as a matte layer, by like 5 1/4, and then smaller ones from there. But hopefully you can see there's that die, but there's also this matte die, and then there's this one, and then this one, and you can mix and match and make frames and all that kind of fun stuff. Little tag, you have some corners, an inlay. This one cuts 4 corners all at once, which is really cool, like those little photo tab pieces. We have like this larger kind of label topper piece. It's like 4 1/8 by just under 3 inches, and then they go concentrically smaller from there, and again decal edges and stuff like that. So let's try these guys out. So I'm gonna grab some paper and just do something kind of quick and simple, so we can focus on making the envelope and everything else, and then I'll be right back. So I grabbed some paper. This has to be 12 by 12 paper. It doesn't have to be this larger die. I'll measure it in just a second here for you. So let's open this up. With envelopes, I like heavyweight paper. We make envelopes sometimes from magazine paper, right? So whatever it is, sometimes people use gift wrap, anything fun. You can definitely even die cut it still, of course. I just want to see if it says anything as far as the envelope. So as you can see the image here, I don't know if you can see that, the envelope has that smaller panel over the top. So you use one of these guys and then this smaller panel. So that's interesting. I haven't seen that before, so let's check that out. And the die itself is like 4 1/2 inches by 7 1/2. So I'm going to cut a piece like this, and then this larger guy from the same paper. And this paper doesn't really have a set pattern, but if I want to get it from there, or I guess here, just to keep it the same, I'm going to trim these down just a little bit and run these pieces through, and we'll make our envelope. So let's get these 2 pieces. This is interesting because it's not meant to look like a typical envelope. Again, it's meant to hold a 3 by 6 slimline card, a mini slimline. I generally make mine 3 1/2 by 6, but this one is styled for 3 by 6. So just another kind. Some people call them pocket cards. It just depends, I suppose, what you want to call it. So this is the inside of my paper. That's the outside. They both look nice, but I'm just gonna fold this over, basically on the score lines. We'll bring this in, and we'll bring this in, and I'm gonna take a quick look at this image again just to see if we're supposed to glue it down. Okay, yeah. So they have the long flap over the 2 side flaps. So here we go, like this, and then this piece is here, right? So let's check that out, and for that to work out for us, I suppose you could just glue that top piece and it'll just hold it, but I am going to put a little glue just down in this area, just down towards the bottom, to hold this down. And then I'll see about where we need this. Yeah, totally different kind of construction. Different little stylized there at the top. But let me go ahead and just kind of have an idea, like about here. It looks like it goes about 1/4 inch into this area. So I can hold all at once instead of holding down those other flaps and then this part. So hopefully you saw where I put the glue. And let me see. Yeah, just making sure that the flap would cover that piece. So I'm just going to hold this down and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay guys, so there's our envelope, and I used the pattern so it might be hard to see kind of what's going on, but honestly, it looks pretty cool because again, it's not trying to be an envelope like the kind that's just a one piece or whatever else. So it's just a different kind of thing with the little panel that's going to help you make a matte layer also. So there's your envelope. And I suppose if you want to make it a policy envelope, I would just, you know, place this inside, have this little piece over the top of these two guys, and leave the top flap open, right? Does that make sense? So then you can do a policy envelope type thing. So, yeah. Okay, so I did go ahead and cut down some paper since they're talking about 3x6. What you're going to need is a 6-inch square piece of paper, right? I'm going to put those glues somewhere else. Okay, and so on either side, doesn't matter which one, we're going to score it at 3 inches. And so I'm just going to make a simple card today just so you can try out these different items here. 3 inches. And just go ahead and fold that. And then I think to repeat some of what's going on with our envelope so it just matches perfectly. Sorry, I was debating snapping that in there and making that noise. I'm going to take some of that same paper. I still have some left here. And I'm going to go ahead and echo this guy. So there'll be a matte layer that goes on top. And then we have another matte layer, and then we have the pop-up portion on the inside here. I'm going to take this and, you know, I run it through that same... Well, I was going to run it through the same pink paper, then it's covering up a lot of the pattern, but that's okay. So let's run it through this pink paper, and then we'll run that through an embossing folder to get some embossing on it. I'll be right back. So I have my pieces, and this one I die cut it, and now I ran it through a 3D embossing folder. I mean, so this happens to be, I want to say this is one of the monthly embossing folders, so I'll have that linked if it's available, but if it's a monthly one, it might not be available until a couple months from now there on Spellbinders. I am going to corner around my card base because everything else is corner rounded, so I like to continue that look. Let me just give it a real good squish here. And I'm just going to take a corner rounder and go around and do all of them. Let me see. I'm just, oh no. Let me get, yeah. I'm just going to see about how round would echo about the same. It looks like that one. And that's the 1/4 inch side of this particular punch. And so I'll just go around and corner around all the edges. I'm just going to stick these guys down. This gorgeous one. Let me go ahead and put this one down first, actually, before we move on, because I'm going to show you the gift card holder in the center. And I don't want to have too much or something I might flatten out on the front. So there's that matte layer, and then the other one again is very close. I would say they're probably 1/4 inch mattes, so you can see that there and there, and then this one is about a 1/4 inch matte, so when you split the difference it's 1/8 of an inch all around. The instructions did say for the gift card pop-up part to cut a 5.5 by 4 inch panel and score it at 2 inches on the 4 inch side. So let's go ahead and do that. 5.5 by 4. Scored at 2 inches. I think that piece is going to get cut off. That's why I went ahead and did that. And so there we go. And then we take our pop-up die. It does not have a cutting line here. Hope you can see that. So it's just going to cut the other portion for us. Let me get this. Oopsie. And then we're going to place this right on the line here. So it's just going to cut off the edge. It's not going to do anything there. So you can line it up right on the very edge. And this is some very thick paper I'm using. I will run that through my die cutting machine and I'll be right back. So we're cutting both sides at once, and if that's not your favorite look, because I know some people like the die to look perfect on both sides, obviously this side's different. What I would do is just leave my piece of paper open. I would go ahead and score it at 2 inches, so you know you have like a registration line. I'll probably use this side because this side looks better. My cutting surface has been used many times, so it kind of left it looking a little choppy. So I'll probably reverse this and use this side. What I would do is go ahead and do your 5.5 by 4, score it at 2 inches, place this on your paper, run it through, right? So that piece is going to be die cut. That center doesn't have a cutting edge, so it's not going to do anything. And then just turn it over and line it up on the other side and then run it through. And now you're going to have 2 sides that are perfectly created. I like to follow instructions the first time out in review videos, just in case, because I want to do what they're saying, what they're recommending, right? But I would do it a little bit differently next time. Let me clean up a bit and I'll be right back. Actually, I think I'm going to orient my card this way. Why not? Right? We can do it long ways too. So we have this guy, and basically you're just going to fold down those score lines. You know, one way and then the other. And you can glue them down. So they say to put the glue on this bottom flap and glue it down, but I am going to go ahead and seal these sides, although they didn't say that in the instruction. For me, I'd rather do that. And then I'm going to really give this a squish. So really, really get that nice and flat, because it is going in the center of our card. And basically the same, put the glue on here. It's going to help keep that center portion flat. And open this guy up and just pop it into the center. And I'm just going to hold this down, because basically, it's going to hold kind of quickly. It'll just open up like that. Just making sure I don't have too much glue everywhere, not gluing the whole thing shut. And I'm just going to put some weight on that, because that's what I like to do. So generally what I do is I'll put my Spellbinders platform, and then I'll put the whole machine on top of this or something like that. So I'm going to let that sit for just a minute and I'll be right back. Sitting there in the meantime, I'm going to stamp. Maybe this day was handpicked just for you, because that could be a birthday or it could be a celebratory day. And then let's see in this other set which guy I can pop on top of that. Oh, I love the little corners. Let's use this larger one, so it takes up a little more space. So I'm just going to stamp this on this cream colored paper. So I'll stamp that, and then I will just frame that out and run it through. Okay, and I'll be right back. It's stamped like a dream. I just did it by hand, and just gorgeous. Okay, I'll be right back. Let's go ahead and remove that. And the card with that pop-up right in the center. I probably should have got this a little closer, because see how it gapped on me there. But there it is. Yeah, I definitely need this one to come in a little bit closer next time. And they're showing the image. I use the same color paper just so it kind of blend in that little lip here. What they're showing are to cover that area if you want with the larger matte layer. I don't know if you can see that. So it's all decorated on the inside. But for me, I would rather just use the same color and let it kind of blend in. Of course, you can definitely matte layer for your sentiment and things like that. So let's close that guy up again. Let's see, of course it's going to fit in here. I was going to say, of course it's going to fit because it's the same size of this piece, but no, we made our own card base, right? We didn't make a shaped card base from that matte layer. So it's a little bit larger, and look at that. You can see from here, that's a good fit. And so I'm just going to pop this on, and then we'll put this day was handpicked just for you. Again, just something simple. Of course, we can dress it up more. I was just kind of focusing on the construction of this. Envelope was super easy. Just again, when I do the pop-up or the gift card holder on the inside next time, I'll do it a little bit differently. And I'll go ahead and put dimensionals on this, and I'll be right back. And we can still go this way if we wanted. I was just going to pop this down here, and you can eyeball the center. The center on this one is the 3 inches, so I can see that I was a little bit off. If I kind of pretend to follow through there, and something like that. This day was handpicked just for you. Lots of movement and texture here, and then the echoing of the paper they used for the envelope there, and then our pop-up, which next time I will pay more attention and make sure this stay down here. It just moved on me, that's all. As you can see on this side, it's perfect. Again, it's open in the center, so that's what allows you to lay it flat. Then if it was folded again there, that you can't allow for that opening of the card. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But either way, thanks for watching, guys. I will have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I'll see you all at the next one. Pop a little sticker there or something, or some double-sided tape if you want to close that up. And I'll see you at the next one. All right, guys. Bye now.